case, and I want to thank her for all she does every day. But more importantly, I'm proud to join the proud men and women of Westchester County Police who literally put their lives on the line every day to protect this incredible county. And whether you're a new recruit or a veteran officer, I want to thank all of you for the sacrifices you make. Yesterday, I had a chance to speak to 238 new state police officers and talk to them about the pride of public service and nobility of public service. And I know all of you truly believe that, or you would not be here today. And I had the exciting opportunity to check out some of the crime-fighting technology that we've been able to deliver here, because as governor, the legislature, we allocated $127 million for local police and county police upgrades for technology, because we always have to stay steps ahead of the would-be wrongdoers and the criminals. But for Westchester County, this is $11.5 million of unanticipated money that they could use to find out how they can be at the forefront of fighting crime and to use the latest and the greatest technologies. So with the funding, and we saw some examples of this, they purchased mobile license plate readers, surveillance cameras, body cameras, tablets for patrol vehicles, and even a GPS dart gun, so to speak. Is that what we call it? A dart gun that you could launch, and it literally sticks to a vehicle that you're trying to pursue. It's a much safer way that we can do it without high-speed chases. We'd be able to keep track of people. So these are really essential crime upgrades that represent just one aspect of our very much holistic approach to public safety. And statewide, we've secured over $3 billion in law enforcement across the array of supporting our district attorneys and local grants and our state police work, and really made unprecedented investments in the GIVE program, the gun-involved violence elimination, the SNUG, something I believe in, the street outreach programs, where the violence disruptors or interrupters often are people who've had their run-ins with the law and come out and really want to fulfill their mission to stop others from being on the same path that they found themselves on. Project Rise supports youth mentors. They're doing incredible work changing people's lives, as well as our 11 crime analysis centers, which we've really increased. You know, we've gone from just a few when I first became governor to be this coordinated approach where we can give real-time data to the local policing agencies when there's an actual commission of a crime going on. We can be right there with technology and tracking information. So that's how we can track and solve some of our toughest cases. But also we made some common sense legal reforms. We changed the bail laws to make them stronger, to keep repeat offenders off the street. We changed our discovery laws most recently with the support of the district attorneys to keep criminals from walking free on technicalities, and stronger red flag laws, which are really making a difference to keep guns out of the hands of those who pose a danger to themselves or others. And I'll say, collectively, this has been a laser focus of ours since the beginning. It's starting to pay off. We're really starting to see the differences in the data, and I'm going to share some of this with you. In Westchester County, compared to just last year alone, index crime is down 18%, violent crime down 19%. And just in the town of Mount Pleasant, where we are, index crime is down 35% since last year alone. And if you look at gun violence, since I took office, shootings are down. Even look at a place like Yonkers, they're down 25% and 55% in Mount Vernon. And these are two communities that are supported by our GIVE funds, the gun-involved violence disruption. So that's how you fight crime. You fund police at record levels. We don't defund the police, we fund the police. We give them the tools they need. They have the best technology. And also the coordination between our agencies, where the state government is a great facilitator and a coordinator to work with our counties, who then work with the localities. And also the other effort is to engage young people before they make the wrong decisions, and passing laws that are rooted in common sense. So that's how we in New York State keep people safe. But I have to juxtapose that with what the federal government is doing, and wasting government resources that had been used for fighting crime, like the FBI and others. They're now all deployed as ICE agents and targeting far too often innocent individuals, innocent families, and sending masked agents with guns blaring into our cities. And certainly they've been defunding the police. I have had many epic battles to try and have money restored that was cut from Homeland Security money that literally was going to, for example, NYPD and the fire department to protect us from terrorist threats. And twice in the last 2 weeks, as I mentioned, Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, tried to slash crucial dollars from us, and she failed. And whether it was clawing back the $200 million from vital police funding, and that included $2.3 million from the Westchester PD. And that's money that they were willing to take away from you here in Westchester, doing incredible work, showing differences that you're making, and they are willing to take that as well. And also it would have been almost $2.5 million from Yonkers alone. Yonkers needs the money, right, Leader?
Yes.
And this, the federal government, in a cold-hearted way, was willing to take that money away from our local police officers in Yonkers and in other communities across Westchester County. So we stepped in. I worked with the Attorney General, and Secretary Noem is learning the hard way that when you mess with New York, you try to defund our police, we're going to fight back and we're going to win, whether it's personal appeals or whether it's in court. So my simple message to Washington is this, and to the Republicans in Congress who are letting this all happen under their watch, the 7 from our state, just stop. Just stop. Stop. We're here on the ground. We're doing what everybody talks about, but we're making a real difference with smart, strategic approaches to fighting crime and protecting our citizens, and you are undermining our efforts. Stop it, and stop the hypocrisy. And if you're serious about protecting America, keeping America safe, then start proving it. Fund these programs. Stop making them be political pawns in your larger fight to try and gain support, which you're losing badly. You're losing support badly. So a radical thought, but how about working for New Yorkers instead of against us? And so I want to continue supporting the brave men and women who step up every day, many of whom are in this room. I want to be there. Our state legislature wants to be there. Our local county officials, our district attorneys all want to be there to support, and yet having to fight Washington, thwarting our efforts to keep our people of our state safe is just beyond absurd. So we've come a long way, and you'll never hear me declare a victory on crime. There's always another crime being committed. But we're making a real difference. You cannot argue with the data, and that's why I'm here today, to talk about how we are continuing. Not saying we've done enough. We're going to continue doing more, making the investments, the enterprising people here who found the great technologies that we wanted them to purchase and putting them to use, keeping people safe. And so with that, I want to turn it over to another person who truly believes in our responsibility as elected leaders to protect the people of our state. And I want to introduce to the podium at this time Majority Leader Andre Stewart Cousins.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Governor. It is good to be here with you, with our district attorney, and certainly our county executive and the commissioner here of public safety, and all of my friends. I was a Westchester County legislator long ago, and I wanted to give a shout out to the deputy county executive who I served with in the legislature, Richard Wishney, and all of the brave men and women who protect us in Westchester County every day. I was listening to the governor, and Governor, again, I say all the time, we get to go around talking about a variety of things, and I'm always grateful that we are New Yorkers, that we live in New York, and I'm grateful to have partners, the governor, the speaker, legislators who understand that we are here to serve the people. We are rowing in the same direction. We're not fighting about the need for public safety. We might talk about how to do it, how we can holistically approach the issues, but there is never a fight about funding our brave men and women who are protecting us, and certainly finding new ways to boost the technology to allow for people to do their jobs in an efficient way, in a way that keeps us safe. So when we contrast what happens in New York with what is happening on a national level, Governor, you're right to point it out. I was at a police promotion ceremony a couple of weeks ago in Yonkers when we got the word that we were losing $3 million. We were at a Reopen Washington even a few weeks before that when the governor got the word that we were losing billions of dollars because there was a tantrum about our Gateway project and whether or not we had diversity and inclusion. This is the way our federal government seems to want to work. And again, we have Congress people right here in New York who could just say, stop, stop playing with people's lives, stop playing with people's livelihood, protect people, and understand that if we govern, we will be able to not only keep people safe, we'll be able to educate them, we'll be able to give them health care, we'll be able to have a clean environment, and actually a continually prosperous nation. So I am happy that we in the legislature and the governor, as they would say in church, thought it not robbery to put $127 million into technology all over the state. And just so you understand how important that is, as legislators, we would get different calls from our police saying, please, I need a license plate reader, please, I need this. And then we would kind of try and figure out if we could find operating money or if we could find some capital money to allow this police department to do it, but the other police department would not be able to do it. And, that's not how we want this. We want a uniform approach, a logical and technological approach, so that people can all be as efficient as possible to create the kind of environment we know Westchester is capable of, and we will continue to be leaders. And again, I thank you, Governor. And I have the privilege of introducing my friend, fellow Yonkers. Yonkers is dominating here, right? The DA is Yonkers, the county executive. You got to move, Governor. No. I know, Mount Vernon is in the house. I understand. But someone who, again, has been a champion for public safety, a champion for the people of Westchester, our county executive, Ken Jenkins.
Well, first, thank you so much, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, our Majority Leader, and President Pro Tem from the New York State Senate, and certainly Yonkers. And we are dominating this morning with the District Attorney. We want to continue to thank you, Governor Hochul, for your leadership and the continued partnership with Westchester County, but also because of the tremendous efforts and support of our law enforcement throughout the state, between your leadership in the governor's office as well as the state legislature. We know, thanks to that leadership of Governor Hochul and supported by the state legislature, we have $11.4 million to modernize our law enforcement technology and equipment across the county and our local police departments. These investments that are supported through the state grants and through the county support have allowed us to purchase the state-of-the-art tools that the governor mentioned, including that GPS sticky thing, to make sure that we're keeping people really safe and reducing high-speed chases. That keeps the law enforcement officers safe and being able to capture and do the work that law enforcement does to get to the district attorney to make sure that those things are moving forward. The results speak for themselves. Westchester County has seen an 18% decrease in index crime, and in our two GIVE communities, Mount Vernon and Yonkers, there's been a 42% reduction in shooting incidents with injury. That is the kind of work that we continue to do, leadership of Governor Hochul and all of us working together. And as we always talk about, when crime goes down, no one is cheering and going, we're done. We know that the work continues, as Governor Hochul pointed out. We want to make sure that everyone has the tools and efforts to support. These are not just numbers on a chart. They represent fewer victims, safer communities, stronger communities, and thanks to this effort the strategic, data-driven approach, the extraordinary work of our law enforcement professionals at every level, and the strong support of New York State and our Governor, Kathy Hochul. We want to thank Governor Hochul for recognizing that fighting crime and keeping our streets safe requires both technology and personnel to make sure that the job continues to get done. Her commitment to providing resources to lead our local law enforcement has made a measurable difference. I know I'm proud, as well of all of us, that we're proud of the men and women in law enforcement who dedicate countless hours in keeping our county safe. And as the son of a New York City police officer, I know the toll this work can have, and I also know the tremendous pride that comes from achieving the results like this. Here in Westchester County, our Department of Public Safety is funded at its highest levels ever, and it's a reflection of our administration's deep commitment to the safety and security of every resident. As the governor pointed out, we don't defund anything. We invest in our communities. We make sure to do that all the time, and we continue to do that effort together with all of our partners at every level of government, except for our House of Trent federal government that just tries to do different things and not realize that it makes a difference every day that we put this money behind our local law enforcement. I want to express my sincere gratitude to Commissioner Raynor and our entire Department of Public Safety, some of the members that are standing with us today, and our community partners that work hand in hand to make Westchester a model for public safety. Westchester County is on a positive trajectory for a safer future, and it's something all of us can take pride in. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce the Commissioner of the Westchester Department of Public Safety, Terrence Raynor. Commissioner.
Good morning, all, and thank you, County Executive Ken Jenkins, for that introduction. I'm honored to stand here today alongside our Governor, Kathy Hochul, our Senate Majority Leader, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, and County Executive Ken Jenkins, and of course, our Westchester County District Attorney, Susan Case. On behalf of every law enforcement and civilian professional who serve the County of Westchester, I want to express our deep gratitude to the Governor for her extraordinary investment in public safety technology. The Governor's commitment is more than just dollars and equipment. It's a message to our police officers and to the citizens of this county that public safety matters. The investments made in law enforcement gives us the tools we need to protect our communities more safely, more effectively, and certainly more efficiently than ever before. Law enforcement faces challenges that are often complex and constantly changing. Technology evolves at lightning speed, and so do the methods used by those who threaten our communities. Investments in law enforcement give us the ability to stay ahead. Whether it's through our real-time crime center, our body-worn cameras, license plate readers, or pursuit mitigation technology, Westchester has the resources that allow our officers to respond faster, make better decisions, and strengthen accountability. These technologies aren't just about catching criminals, they're about preventing harm before it happens. They help us identify patterns, connect with our residents, and ensure that our officers come home safely at the end of their tour. Equally as important, they enhance transparency, allowing our communities to see and understand the work law enforcement officers do every day in their service. To our Governor, our Senate Majority Leader, our County Executive, working together shows a clear understanding that public safety is a partnership. When our government invests in law enforcement, it invests in our families, our neighborhoods, and our quality of life. Our leaders recognize the fact that technology is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Because of their vision, Westchester County fights crime using 21st century tools of the trade. So Governor Hochul, Majority Leader Stewart-Cousins, County Executive Jenkins, thank you for your leadership Thank you for believing in law enforcement and supporting the innovation. The work you do helps myself, it helps all of the Westchester police agencies, it helps our partners in the district attorney's office, and that helps us serve those that we are sworn to protect. So thank you very much, and at this time I'd like to bring back to the microphone our Governor, Kathy Hochul.
We have a couple minutes just for a couple questions if there's any from the media. All right, thanks guys for joining us.
All right, thank you for coming out. Really appreciate it, everyone. Thank you.
Excellent.